by now resumeያችሁ አሪፍ አድርጋችሁ ሰርታችኋል, and then you are job sourcing using that we discussed before, so you should be getting first round HR interviews, screening interviews. Okay, and on these interviews, እነዚህ HR people usually they have a list of questions that they ask you to get a feel of what kind of person you are, in a way feel your vibe. So this is the make it or break it section in a way, and also it's the most back for you other than the rejections or so the feedback you get from this section is the starting point of you building, moving, and progressing in job search journey. So the very first part of an interview is the HR screening interview, right? Where they call you on the phone. Sometimes, depending on the company, they could ask you for a quick video call, or they could invite you over for a quick chat. And usually they last any minutes. And like I said, the HR person, or even sometimes the hiring manager, they just have a list of questions that they want to ask you to see if you are what they are looking for, at the same time if they are what you're looking for, to understand what kind of vibe you give, right? So these HR screening interviews, they usually have, like every other interview, 3 sections. They ask you questions, tell me yourself, why are you applying for a job, how many years of experience do you have. Then they would ask you questions about a time that you had a customer, and also specifically about the role, behavioral questions about the role. How do you like working in a pressure position or in a more relaxed position? Do you enjoy working in team settings, or are you a contributor? Stuff like this, right? And then they could ask you specific technical questions within the role, or that could potentially give them the idea whether you can do the job, right? Where they would ask you software using, systems that you're using, how in your current job you apply different workflows or different processes. So things like that. Tell me, what kind of system do you use to track jobs? Things like that. What software do you use to get customer feedback? Things like that. I could ask you to see if what you have matches their requirement, right? So the best way to prepare for these questions for this HR interviews is practice. You can practice by doing a lot of mock interviews using smartphone, using ChatGPT, using the voice version of ChatGPT or other LLMs, right? Gemini, things like that. And you need to just practice. Answer these questions, and I gave you a list of the most common questions on the previous module, so you can answer this question. You can give answers to these questions, and then you can record yourself. And once you record yourself, you watch it, and then you improve upon it. That's the best way you can. An interview, again and again. Interview is a set of questions about yourself. So the more you know yourself, the more comfortable you are. Okay? And the more you practice, know yourself, and the more you know yourself, the more better you're gonna be on this interview. Okay, so like I said, depending on the feedback that you're getting, that's when you're gonna know, okay, you are getting a lot of phone calls but not passing around. You'd say, okay, this is where I need to, right? Getting a lot of rejections, automatic rejections, then we already resume. So guys are stuck in one of these bottlenecks, always join the coaching calls, ask your questions. We can talk about it. Ask me, join, and then let me know where the bottleneck is happening. If I don't know, I can't help you. If you are not working, I can't help you. The only way that I can help you is if I know where you're struggling, and then the feedback, based on the feedback that I give you, based on the feedbacks that you're learning, you work upon that. Okay? Okay, so once you do this, once you clearly understand this, I hope you guys are taking notes of what I say is important. Go to the next section and we're gonna talk about the second round. Okay? Okay, you guys. Don't work. This technique is